Hello friends, good evening. Welcome to NEET World. This is your Abhilash Sir, Mathematics faculty for Foundation, EAP set, K set and also JEE. So let us continue our discussion on number system for class 9 CBSE. So in the previous class what did we discuss? We discussed about the properties of certain irrational numbers, that is certain properties when it comes to addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of irrational numbers, that is if we have multiplication, rational numbers into rational numbers gives us rational numbers and rational numbers into irrational numbers gives us what? It gives us irrational itself. But when it comes to irrational into irrational gives us what, friends? Gives us irrational or rational depending on what kind of irrational number it is. If both the irrational numbers are same, it gives us rational, that is root 2 into root 2 gives us 2, example. Same thing goes for division, okay, rational by rational gives us rational, okay, irrational by rational or rational by irrational gives us what? It gives us irrational itself, and irrational by irrational gives us irrational or rational depending on whether both irrational numbers are same, gives us rational. And when it comes to sum and what? Sum and difference, it also depends on the same. R minus R plus or minus R gives us what? It gives us rational only. R plus or minus irrational gives us irrational itself, okay. And when it comes to irrational plus or minus irrational, it gives us both irrational or rational. All these things we learnt in the previous class. So having learned these basics, let us solve exercise 1.4 in your textbook, okay, exercise 1.4 in your textbook, but in the old NCERT it is taken as exercise 1.5 itself. Nothing to worry, it is the same questions, let us solve. Okay, first thing that they have given is classify the following numbers as rational or irrational, okay, rational or irrational. So first question what they have given is, friends, they have given 2 minus root 5, that is rational minus irrational, it gives us irrational only, that is nothing but what? It gives us 2 minus root 5 itself. This is what? This is irrational number itself, okay, this is what? This is irrational number. We have learned so many examples based on this. Now what they have given? 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So here directly you should not solve. Here what they have given? 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So let us expand this. This will become 3 plus root 23. Expand in the sense, let us remove the bracket, minus root 23. What will happen? Plus root 23 minus root 23 will cancel. So what I will have, friends? I will have only 3. 3 is nothing but what? 3 can be written as 3 by 1. This implies this is rational number, not irrational. This is rational number because it can be written in the form of P by Q. It is rational number, friends. Okay, this is rational number. Now let us have a look at third question. That is what? Third question is what they have given, friends. They have given 2 root 7 by 7 root 7. 2 root 7 by 7 root 7 is given. This can be written as what? This can be written as, let us write it as it is, 2 root 7 by 7 root 7. What I can do here? Can I cancel something? Yes, definitely I can cancel. Root 7 and root 7 I can cancel. I have 2 by 7 which is of the form P by Q. Okay, therefore this is what, friends? It is rational number. It is what? Rational number. It is rational number. Okay, I hope it is clear. Looking at it, you may feel it is irrational, but this irrational numbers root 7 I can cancel. I can get it as 2 by 7. Definitely this will become what, friends? This will become P by Q form. Definitely this is rational number. Okay, clear. Let us go to the next question, that is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 is given. Okay, 1 by root 2 is given. That is what? Question number 4. Question number 4, what is given? 1 by root 2. Okay, 1 by root 2 is nothing but 1 by root 2 itself. Okay, because why? This is rational. Rational by irrational. Rational by irrational is nothing but irrational itself. So this is what? 1 by root 2 is irrational number. It is an irrational number, friends. It is an irrational number. Got it? It is an irrational number. Next, what they have given? 2 pi. Okay, 2 pi they have given. Pi is what? Pi is an irrational number. 2 pi can be written as what? 2 into pi. Okay, 2 is what? Rational. This is pi is what? Irrational. So rational into irrational gives us irrational itself. Okay, so 2 pi is what? 2 pi is irrational number. Any number multiplied by pi is irrational number. Got it? This is irrational. See, I just now told you, see here. Rational into irrational is irrational itself. So 2 into pi is, 2 is rational, pi is irrational. So what is it? 2 into pi, that is rational into irrational is irrational, that is 2 pi becomes irrational number. Okay friends, that is all when it comes to this first question. Let us go to the second question, that is second main. Look at this. So here they have given some rational or irrational and combination of both, and they are asking us to do what? And they are asking us to simplify this. They are asking us to simplify. They are asking us to simplify each of the following they are telling. So first question is what? Here you should be careful. First question is what? 3 plus root 3, okay, into 2 plus root 2, into 2 plus root 2. So what is nothing is there means it is dot. Dot means what? Multiplication. So I should multiply each of them. So let me take separate. So 3 into each of this. So 3 into 2 plus root 3 plus what is this? Root 3 into 2 plus root 3. Directly also you can multiply 3 into this, 3 into root 2, then root 3 into 2, root 3 into root 2, like that also, or separate and you can multiply. So 3 into root 2 plus root 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 3. Now let us separate it, we have separated it, let us multiply. 3 into 2 is 6 plus 3 into root 2 is 3 root 2, that is all. Okay. Next, what is it? Root 3 into root 2, root 3 into 2 is 2 root 3, okay, plus root 2 into root 2 into root 3, or root 3 into root 2 is, it will become root of 2 into 3, that is nothing but it will become what friends? It will become, let me write it here, 6 plus what it is? 6 plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3, okay, plus root 6, that is the answer. So here we have 6, here we have root 6, 6 and root 6 we cannot add, here we have root 2, here we have root 3. If it was 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2, we could have written 5 root 2. See, if it was 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2, we could have written as what? 5 root 2. Okay. Or if it was 3 root 3 plus 2 root 3, we could have written as what? 5 root 3. But here it is different. Here it is 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2. Okay, 2 root 3. So 3 times root 2 plus 2 times root 3, I cannot add, I should keep it as it is. So simplified form is that much. Okay, this much itself is the simplified form. Okay, you should keep it as it is. Clear? Let us move to the next one friends. If you go to the next one, see here what happens is they have given, second one they have given 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. Here what you can do is, you can separate and multiply. First let us separate and multiply, that is what? This can be written as 3 into 3 minus root 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. For your understanding how to multiply rational numbers, first separate and multiply. So this will become 3 into 3 is 9 minus 3 into root 3 is 3 root 3 plus 3 into root 3 is 3 root 3 minus root 3 into root 3 is 3. Root 3 into root 3, that is what? Irrational into irrational, same numbers, it will become what? Okay, it will become same number, that is, it is root 3 into root 3 will become 3 itself. So this will become what friends? 9 minus root 3 plus 3 root 3. So this will become the plus 3 root 3 minus root 3 minus 3 root 3 will cancel. So 9 minus 3, this will become 6. So this is the answer. Now for this question, let us use the second method. Okay, let us use the second method. What they have given? Let us use another method, second method, which is preferable method. So what they have given, the question what they have given friends? They have given, the question what they have given is 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. This is the question that they have given. Correct? No? So this is what? A plus b into a minus b. Okay, a plus b into a minus b is nothing but what? A square minus b square. So this one I can directly write it as 3 square minus root 3 square. Okay, 3 square is 9, root 3 square is root 3 into root 3, that is nothing but 3 itself. So 9 minus 3 gives us 6. So we both the methods we got the same answer, but preferably follow the second method. Okay, because you can get the answer very easily and also very quickly. Okay, let us see the next question. What is given? Third question, root 5 plus root 2 whole square. Root 5 plus root 2 whole square. This is what they have given. Root 5 plus root 2 whole square. Okay, third question is what? Root 5 plus root 2. Root 5 plus root 2 whole square. Root 5 plus root 2 whole square. So this one also you can solve it using two methods. Either you can write it as root 5 plus root 2 into root 5 plus root 2, then separate and multiply, or you can use the identity, that is a plus b whole square can be written as what? This can be written as a square, that is root 5 square plus root 2 square plus 2ab, that is 2ab, 2 times root 5 into 2 times root 5 into root 2. So this will become what? Root 5 square is nothing but what? Root 5 into root 5, that is 5. Root 2 square is nothing but what? Root 2 into root 2, that is 2, plus 2 into root 5 into root 2. Root 5 into root 2 multiplication means it will become root of 5 into 2. So this will become what friends? 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 2 times under square root of 5 into 2 is root 10. So, this is the answer to this question. Very simple, like this you can solve this question. Clear? Okay, like this you have to solve this question. 7 plus 2 root 10. 7 plus 2 root 10 is the answer to this question. Got it? 7 plus 2 root 10 is the answer to this question. Let us see next question. Okay, root 5 minus root 2, root 5 plus root 2. Okay, root 5 minus root 2, root 5 plus root 2. Okay, that is what? That is the fourth question they have given. Fourth question is what? Root 5 minus root 2, root 5 plus root 2. Okay, already I told you this method. What is that second question we solved? Right, that is what? This is a minus b into a plus b. This gives us what, friend? This gives us a square minus b square. So, this one definitely have to write the identity. Okay, directly do not solve. Please write down. So, this is of the form a plus b into a minus b. So, the answer is a square minus b square. So, now I can write directly here root 5 square minus root 2 square. So, root 5 square is nothing but what? 5 into root 5 into root 5 is 5, root 2 into root 2 is 2. So, 5 minus 2 will get the answer as 3. So, 3 is the right answer to this question. Okay, what they asked? They asked us to simplify. In the first question they asked whether it is rational or irrational. And now they have asked us to simplify this combination of both rational and irrational numbers. Okay, got it. Now, let us move to the next question, friends. Okay, this is very important and very interesting, very important question. Okay, very important question they have given. So, have a look at it. They are telling, recall, pi is defined as the ratio of circumference say c of a circle of its diameter say d, that is pi is equal to c by d. This seems to be contradicting the fact that n is an irrational number. They are telling pi is of the form c by d means it is of the form p by q form. This seems to be contradicting the fact that pi is an irrational, not a, this should be pi is an irrational number. Okay, how will you resolve this contradiction? They are telling pi is an irrational number, but pi can be written as c by d, then how you can write this as irrational number? So, here first we have to write down that, first let us draw a circle. Okay, let the radius of the circle be r. Okay, let c be the circumference of the circle. Okay, circumference of the circle is given by what? Okay, circumference of the circle is given by 2 pi r. Okay, circumference of the circle is given by 2 pi r. So, c r can be written as what? That is pi can be written as what, friends? Pi can be written as c is equal to 2 pi r, correct? No. Now, but before this I am teaching mathematics here on the digital board. Okay, correct? No, that is the reality, that is the fact. But let us assume that I am displaying a movie on the screen. Okay, I am standing here and I am displaying a movie on the screen and you are watching a movie. Okay, that is what? Is that fact? No, it is not a fact. What is the fact? I am teaching mathematics and you are learning. This is the education purpose that we are here and you are learning. But actually, that is the truth, that is the fact. But let us assume that I am teaching, instead of teaching, I am showing a movie here and you are watching a movie. That is what? That is not the truth. Let us assume that that is what we are doing. Like that way, that is what? That is not truth. Let us just assume. Same way, let us assume that pi is what? Actually, the fact is pi is irrational. Let us assume that pi is irrational. Let us assume that pi is rational. Okay, let pi be rational. Let pi be a rational number. Let pi be a rational number. Okay, so if pi is rational number, pi actually circumference of the circle can be written as what? 2 pi r. Okay, this implies what? Pi can be written as what? Pi can be written as c by 2 r. Okay, c by 2 r, the r is capital. So, 2 r is nothing but what? 2 r is nothing but, it is nothing but diameter. 2 times the radius means it is diameter. So, pi can be written as, therefore pi can be written as c by d. Okay, c by d. Okay, so this is of the form, p by q. Okay, this is of the form p by q. So, this is of the form p by q, therefore pi is rational number. Pi is rational number, but this is against our supposition. This is against our supposition that pi is irrational number. So this is against our supposition that pi is irrational number. Because why? Pi is an irrational number, that is a fact. But here we proved that pi is a rational number. So that is why this is against our supposition that pi is an irrational number. Therefore, this is contradicting. This is contradicting. This is contradicting. This is contradicting. Okay. So what I can write? This is contradicting means therefore pi is an irrational number, or therefore or hence pi is an irrational number, hence pi is an irrational number. Okay. So this method which we used, first we took pi is a rational number, but pi we expressed into form of p by q, pi became rational number, but actually in reality what? In reality it is pi is an irrational number. So this is against our supposition that pi is an irrational number, therefore this is contradictory, this is contradicting, so therefore pi is an irrational number. Okay. Actually we are studying mathematics here, you are coming here watching here for education purpose, but I told that we are watching cinema. Okay. That is the false statement. What is the truth statement? The truth statement is, the fact is that we are studying mathematics here, I am teaching mathematics here, that is the fact. So similarly pi is an irrational number, that is a fact. So this method is called what? Method of contradiction to prove irrationality. So when you come to class 10, you will be learning how to prove that. Prove that root 2 is irrational, prove that root 3 is irrational, prove that root 5 or root 7 is irrational. Such type of questions will come when you come for, there you study number system again, that is in terms of real numbers. There you study rational and irrational combined, that is what is called that is real numbers. There they ask you to find, prove that root 2 is irrational. Such type of question will come. What is the method that we use? That method is called method of contradiction. Method of contradiction, that is the method, same method which we used here. Method of contradiction to prove irrationality. Method of contradiction to prove what? To prove irrationality. Okay friends, method of contradiction to prove what? To prove irrationality. This is the method we use to solve this question. This is the method we use to solve this question. Okay, this is the method we use to solve this question. Alright, let us move to the next question. Let us move to the next question. I hope this is clear. That is what they have asked. Okay, question may appear confusing. What they are telling is pi is irrational, but pi can be expressed as c by 2. Is it rational? Let us assume that it is rational, but this is against our fact that pi is irrational. So we use the method of contradiction to prove what? To prove irrationality. Okay, you can take the screenshot if you want. Okay, you can take the screenshot if you want. Okay, for the steps you can take the screenshot if you want. All right. Let us move to the next question. Very important question. This is also very important question, friends. Very important. They are asking us to represent root 9.3 on the number line. Root 9.3 on the number line. Very simple. Follow. There are actually 6 steps which you have to follow. What is the first step? Let us draw. Using the scale, let us draw 9.3 centimeters using the number line. Let us name it as AB. Okay, this is the first step. Okay, this is the first step. Excuse me, just a minute. Please try this question. I'll get All right, let us continue. Sorry for the pause. I had to take up an important call. All right. So, first thing is what you will do here, you will draw 9.3 like this, then you will take 1 centimeter like this, okay, this will be 1 centimeter. So, total it becomes how much? It will become 10.3 centimeter. Okay. Then you have to draw a perpendicular bisector. I will explain this again in the next class. I am just telling you the steps. Then you will take the perpendicular bisector. How to take the perpendicular bisector? Okay, perpendicular bisector of AC, that is you will take half of this, more than half of this. Suppose the length is 12. If you want to draw the perpendicular bisector, you take the compass, you will take half of 12 is what? 6. More than 6 you will take, maybe 6.57 or anything. Okay, you will take from here perpendicular bisector, you will draw an arc like this and draw an arc like this, and you keep the compass here and you will draw an arc like this and you will draw an arc like this, and if you join these two lines, what you get? Okay, if you join these two lines, what you get? Okay, if you join these two lines, what you get? That itself is a perpendicular bisector. That let us name that point as D. Let us name that point as D, and you keep the compass here, okay, and you take this length, or if you take this length, okay, it is divided equally. 10.3 is divided equally. Actually, you keep it here and you take the radius and you cut a semicircle here, and you cut a semicircle here, okay, and you cut a semicircle here. Now, what you will do is from here you will draw 190 degree. That is, you know already how to do 90 degree. You will draw an arc here, and again an arc here, cut here. Okay, I have showed you while drawing root 5, root 2 on the number line. Then you join this. Okay, if you join this point you will call it as 9 E. This point you will call it as E. This you extend it. This point you extend it already. You would have extended it. Okay, this point you call it as E. Now, what you will do is keep the compass here and measure till here. Okay, and you cut an arc like this. Like this, you join this. Okay, this point is called what? This point is actually square root of 9.3. Square root of 9.3. This itself is the procedure you have to follow, friends. This is the procedure you have to follow to represent root 9.3 on the number line. Okay, these are the 6 steps you have to follow. I am giving you a homework where you have to represent square root of 10.5 on the number line. Square root of 10.5 on the number line. Please follow these 6 steps and you can do it. Again, I will explain this in the next class. Okay, I will wind up now. Let us meet in the next session where we will be complete 1.4 exercise, and then in the remaining classes we will be doing 1.5 exercise. I hope the session was useful. Okay, let us wind up now. Okay, take care. Bye.